Good morning. Pardon my appearance. As you can see, I'm very dark, chocolate, and extremely handsome. Sitting here on the porch. Once it gets, like in fall and spring, they're my favorite seasons. So once it gets like this, I love to sit on the porch. Scooty the Beagle, as usual, is with me. There's always a moment. I love superhero movies. I'm a comic book nerd, geek. And there's always a point in a movie where it turns. There's a point in Batman. Batman Begins with the Christian Bale, once the Dark Knight. And when he goes to Tibet and Ra's al Ghul and the thing blows up and he tries to save him and he leaves him, there's a moment it turns. There's a moment every movie turns. So the moment, whereas I wasn't doing background, just said was content. I want to say it was 2015, and I was working on this pilot called Love is a Four-Letter Word. Love is a four-letter word. Hey, Harold. Good morning. Morning, Valerie. Morning, Phil. Good morning, everybody. I was working on this thing called Love is a Four-Letter Word. And I catch the ride. This guy, Doug. Cool white dude, Doug. And I caught it because it was out in, my car was down at the time. I was going through that car up. Anybody who had like a car that didn't want to cooperate with you. So it was out, Countryside. That's where it was. It was out in Countryside. And I caught a lift with him there and back or whatever. So this is the second day. First day went pretty well, went really quick. Second day, we're there, and we're all on these buses. The buses were holding. They like the Greyhound buses, and they were holding somebody else's canine acting out. And so we're sitting on the buses, we're kicking it, and we're talking and what have you. And I hear over the PA's walkie-talkie, the assistant director, second AD, Seneca, ask him, hey, I need somebody. Do you have someone who's well dressed, preferably black? Because it was mostly a black thing. This particular sitcom was black. Somebody black, male, handsome, well dressed. Pierre says, okay, send him right now. Send him right now. He turns. He's like 3 seats ahead of me. He turns. He looks. He said, hey, can you dance? And I was like, yeah, I'm a decent stepper, but I grew up in the house era, so I could, I can dance. I was like, yeah. He says, oh man, come on. He said, do you have a sport coat? I said, yes, I have a sport coat. He said, well, come on, bring that. So he brings me down. We walk. It's like a freaking block. And when I say block, anybody who's living in the burbs know the blocks are really long. So it's like a freaking block to get to the thing. We go up in there, and he said, okay, go stand right there. And it's all right. And so Seneca asked, did you bring him? She said, yeah. So, okay, the music starts. And it's Donna Summer. It's disco music. So I love disco music. I love that shit, right? I'm dancing and everything. We do a few takes. They're like a couple feet away from me, maybe 5. Seneca asked the PA, hey, excuse me, where's the guy you brought? And he says, well, what do you mean? She said, I told you to bring a guy. He said, well, he's right there. He's doing it. He's dancing and everything. He looks good. He's dancing. He's right there. She looks at me, looks at him, looks back at me one more time, and says to him, and I quote, I thought I told you to bring me somebody handsome. Unquote. I'm going to say that one more time. She said, I thought I told you to bring me somebody handsome. Unquote. Now, unbeknownst to her, hey, what's up, James? What's up, Corey? Her whisper wasn't a whisper. There are people around, and a couple people are chuckling. Of course, it happens. And a couple of people are like mortified. They're like, oh my God, they're feeling bad. And so it hits her that she didn't whisper, and she sort of stuck, and she looked, and the PA's coming over because he has to tell me I got to go back to the bus, and before he even can make a move, I say, without missing a beat, "Oh, that's my fault. You wanted someone handsome. I'm gorgeous. Okay, I get it, no problem." And everybody just, they chuckle, they laugh, or whatever. I will say to you, it messed with me a little bit, just a little bit. As I walked back to the bus, the PA had said to me, "Man, that was cool the way you handled that." I said, "Ah." And he said she was a bit of a jerk. He used another word I won't repeat. I said, "It's no big deal." I understood, and I've always understood, coming into acting, I came in, quote unquote, I thought that at first, late, and you're never late. It's always when you start. I know I didn't look, I'm not whatever, but as more of a, done more acting, no one looks like whatever they project us out to look like. It's all of what you can do and get down as. But I knew then, and she has no idea how her indirect or direct, however it was, insult to me motivated me to start. So I started getting into films. They weren't paying films. I started getting into films. I started taking films, you know, these indie films. There's a number of them I got under my belt, so I started watching more tape. I didn't take actual classes, but I went to like community, to like the library and stuff like that, where they had stuff, and I would sit in and I would listen. I would watch tapes. I would watch certain actors, and I kept getting better and nuances and changing my voice and all types of stuff, becoming different characters in my head, and even living them out in real life. I would go register for stuff under different names and act like this person. I would use a stutter. I started doing more and more stuff. I lost weight. I lost weight. I got in better shape. So that was the moment. That was the moment. So what am I saying? I always try to bring a point to all this. You don't want to always depend on the negative to motivate you, but sometimes you really have no choice in the matter, depending on how your makeup is. Somebody else, that might have took them the other way. Somebody else, they might have been upset that day and needed consoling or whatever. I grew up dark-skinned, with glasses, on the south side of Chicago, a small, frail kid. I've heard it all. And I believe the unbelievable. I believe that I can be on TV. I can believe I can be in plays. I can believe I can be in movies. I can believe I can see myself in commercial and get paid well for it. I believe all that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Believe the unbelievable. Believe the unbelievable. If you can, they always tell you, and I ain't telling you nothing new, but if it sounds like ridiculous or whatever, man, go with that. Go with that. All right? Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great Friday. Be safe out here. Be great out here. All right? Peace.